Adam Peaty takes Olympic gold for Great Britain by an absolute street. The silver to Jazz Carling, wonderful silver medal for Great Britain. Gold medal, Great Britain, Ross Murdoch.
Led by Adam Peaty, British swimming has never been stronger. Record-breaking European and World Championships were followed last year by Team GB's best Olympic performances in the pool for 108 years.
That was an amazing last 50 metres freestyle for Siobhan and Rio O'Connor. Great Britain win the silver.
But that is the past. Future challenges await in the East. And in the post-Michael Phelps era, Adam Peaty is aiming to be swimming's next superstar. Although this year's World Championships actually take place in Budapest, Hungary, later this month, the British team are looking at long-term success, and their mission to win more medals at the next Olympics in Tokyo, compared to Rio 2016, actually begins here in Thailand.
The big problem for us in 4-year time is travelling east and the time difference, and we've got to get our athletes used to that.
We're always trying to get ahead of the game.
This is pretty cool. It's very different. I've never been to Thailand before, so it's a first for me.
We've kind of got the weather here, the food, and this is where the work's starting to hurt. So it's all kind of leading up to World Champs this summer.
It's all about just, coming together as a team. We get to do it once, twice, maybe 3 times a year.
30% of the team is new.
It's good to have new people on the team. We always knew it was going to be fresh faces after Rio. It's nice to actually get to know them here.
The next 4 years are really vital to making sure everyone's in the right mindset.
I think the whole team is kind of refreshed now, so it's going to feel a little bit different. I'm enjoying it.
We're going to learn a whole batch of things about these athletes that we're looking forward to.
So that's the theory behind being here in Phuket. And later in the programme, we'll also be following Britain's leading swimmers as they head to Japan and Tokyo, the host city for the 2020 Olympics, for the first time. But first to the man who, despite winning Worlds, Olympic, Commonwealth and European titles before he turned 22, still wants to make more history.
Now here he is, Great Britain's Adam Peaty, who needs this to join the most exclusive club in the world.
It is quite a harsh environment as such. You got 1,000 cameras down one side, you got tens of thousands of people in the arena, and you've got millions of people watching at home, and you are nervous every single race. It's whether you make that switch to becoming a champion in the arena.
As long as he controls his mind, I think he's going to be absolutely fine, Adam Peaty.
As Mike Tyson once says, I'm nervous, but every step and every inch I get closer to that ring, I'm a god and no one can beat me. So that's the kind of attitude that I kind of put into my head before Olympics. I can 100% remember every single step of that, kind of up to that race, but I can't remember a thing about the race. All I can remember is the crowd screaming. So I knew I was on good pace, but I never like to say I'm winning, because that's your body giving in. I like to say, you're winning, but someone could catch you up. So I'm still paddling as fast as I can. And I remember touching that board. I turned around, it said Adam Peaty, GBR, first world record, 57.1. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
With that expectation that had gone on it, was relief the main feeling?
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I don't know, it's just like, oh my God, I've done it. It's like, you've got 57 seconds for a promotion at a job you want for the rest of your life. So to have that gold medal for the rest of my life, that's the way I saw it, and you've got to keep it fun, eh?
Adam, you get to come to some pretty cool places when you're on swim camps, and this year we're literally in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Obviously great to get different locations, especially around Asia. It's always pretty cool.
How much does it help the team kind of bond when they're able to come to a camp like this?
I think, especially when you're so far away from home, you're on a different time zone, so people can't really chat to people back home. Yeah, it's great, when you're all in one camp, you're in the same kind of place, the same accommodation.
Who do you hang about with on the team? And particularly with James Guy, you just don't give him any slack.
Yeah, you've got to keep him on the toes, but mainly most of the lads, kind of the top boys, it's great to be around, great atmosphere.
He doesn't give you a minute, does he?
No, my wife is. No, it's good fun. We've been friends for years, and we've been before, and he's one of my best friends. So to share with him, have a laugh with him in the evenings is great fun. And I think last night we were kind of just messing about. He caught me like posing in the mirror, and he put it on his Instagram story again. So no, but I try and get him, and he's always watching me, so he doesn't really work.
I always beat Jimmy at everything, so. Hold on. He took my bum when I did that.
Referee didn't see it, mate.
We always have a joke, pretty much. Don't think we ever have a serious conversation. Probably, once in a month. So it's, yeah, it's great. It's really great. That's the kind of positive atmosphere we need.
Outside of the training and stuff, you got to relax a little bit. Occasionally, you get like an afternoon off or something. What did you do with yours?
I trained really, really hard in the morning. Mal absolutely smashed me. And then in the afternoon, we went on a boat trip to the Fifi Islands. It was great. We got in for a swim. The water was so warm, so nice to be in warm water. It felt like you're on holiday, but it was just great to get under the sun, be around your friends, and kind of put a different atmosphere to what we're normally like, where we're very serious and very race orientated.
One change you've had since Rio, the tattoos. Talk us through them.
Yeah, so the lion, obviously, I'm a British lion. It's very patriotic me, but it's just characteristics of the lion. That's what I am really. I'm very proud, quite strong. So it's yeah, and I just like it. It just reminds me kind of what it took to get that Olympic gold, to get that world record.
Olympic champion, Great Britain's Adam Peaty.
But it's not enough for you.
Definitely
You've
not.
got more. Project 56.
Yeah, so obviously, Project 56 is my main goal. My current world record at the moment is 57.13, and obviously to get down to that, I need to drop 0.14. Now, what that means to me is, pushing even harder than I was before Olympics. Sweating even more, bleeding even more in some cases, and there's going to be a lot more tears of pain. But I think it's achievable.
He's not delivered his best yet, I don't think. I think there's more to come from him, but he's a lion. You have to put the meat in front of him for him to go and hunt. So of course we drop in the word 56 as soon as he's done 57.1. You plant the seeds, don't you? And then he thinks that he makes them grow, but that's just how it is.
I see it as, I've achieved my lifetime dream, but I want more. I want to leave a legacy. I want to break the world record again, and I want to eventually get down to where no one will get ever. So yeah, and that's going to take very, very fast time, I think.
Talking specifically about the World Championships, I know you don't like using the word defending your titles. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I always think there's nothing to defend really, because it's all up for grabs. I don't know, defending just seems a little bit relaxed. I'm just defending it. Whereas attacking, you're still attacking your times, still attacking your world records. I think it seems a little bit more aggressive, and that's what's going to push me on in the pool every day.
We'll have more from Adam Peaty a little later in the programme as he and the British squad travel to Tokyo. But first, to the British women. Jazz Carlin and Siobhan Marie O'Connor were the standout success stories for GB at Rio 2016, winning 3 silver medals between them. Carlin will, though, miss the World Championships after injury, but O'Connor will be back in the pool, looking to chase down Olympic champion and home favourite Katinka Hosszu.
It was just an absolute whirlwind and just such a dream competition. I was just absolutely over the moon with the result, and the whole team doing so well. It was just such a brilliant 2 weeks. My break after Rio was absolutely lovely. I had such an amazing time, but then you lose a lot of momentum when you take a break, and I completely forgot how hard a week of training is on your body. But once I did, I started to enjoy it again. It was definitely, worthwhile taking that break. I think it would definitely benefit me in the next 4-year cycle. But yeah, going forward, last year I focused solely on the 200 medley, but I want to try and see if I can incorporate a few other events into my programme, potentially at Tokyo. I mean, the 100 breaststroke is one I've always really enjoyed. I won 6 medals at last Commonwealth Games, so I want to do all of the events I swam last time and add a few more in as well, and see if I can handle it. My target for Budapest is to just basically back up what I did last year and get on the podium. It'll be another great opportunity to race Katinka. in Hungary. It's, you know, her home. You know, I've raced her a lot. I now know how to race it, you know, the way that suits me, and I pushed her pretty close in Rio. So each race I do, I hopefully get closer and closer and closer. So yeah, we'll see.
O'Connor is expected to be one of the British women's leading medal prospects in Budapest, as were Jazz Carlin and Commonwealth medalist Amy Wilmot, but they'll both miss the World Championships after leaving the Phuket camp early with injuries. And that gave some of the sport's rising stars the chance to step out from the shadows.
I feel like my name is a bit of a tongue twister, I'm not going to lie. Sarah Vasey. It's a bit of like lele. My 50 metre personal best is 30.3. No, I can't remember. Jocelyn Elliott, 100 metre breaststroke, 200 metre breaststroke, 50 metre breaststroke, 50 metre breaststroke. Oh,
Okay.
all done. Oh.
What is life like on camp?
Yeah, it's really good. It's nice to meet everyone, get to know everyone.
Don't laugh, 'cause I'll laugh.
Because so many times you go away and all you see is the pool, so it's nice to like see a bit of the island and a bit of the culture and things like that.
I went to a safari and I rode an elephant, which was amazing.
There's quite a lot of new people, like especially from the girls' side, so I think it's really nice because we've all sort of like gelled together because it's like a new experience for a lot of the people here.
Is this one of the friendships that's blossoming?
Yeah, I think so.
Who has the best and the worst taste in music?
Probably me. I probably have the worst.
Oh, what are you into?
Just anything and everything, which doesn't go down well with everyone.
At the moment, I'm loving the Moana soundtrack.
Like Pretty Woman's my favourite film. It's got Richard Gere in, Silver Fox.
First celebrity crush?
Zac Efron from High School Musical, definitely.
I'd quite like to have dinner with like Winston Churchill.
Educational?
Yeah. Which is like the opposite to me.
See, I'm going to go polar opposite to that and say someone like David Beckham, just because I just
have a
sit
bit
there
of flirt.
What is it like when you've got rivals who are also friends as well?
It's just like the nature of the sport, because you train together, you support each other throughout training, but then as soon as you step on the blocks, obviously you want the best for your friend slash rival, but you just forget about that friendship for a while. No, that's really bad. No.
No, you, like what you're saying is right though.
Yeah. So it's not that you're hating each other when you're on the blocks.
Yeah, I'm not like, oh God, I hope she does rubbish.
Yeah.
How important are these World Championships to you?
And they're really important for me because it's my first time representing GB. It's my first international meet, so I'm just going to learn as much as I can, absorb everything, the environments. Yeah.
Sarah, for you?
What was the question? I was just like, this is a good answer. To get on the team, like you've produced a good enough time to potentially win a medal. So I think everyone wants that medal now.
We're done. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
That wasn't too painful.
No,
it's all right at the end.
You're going to do so much cutting.
Both women are expected to be in the mix for medals at the World Championships, as are several of the GB men. Double Olympic relay silver medalist James Guy would like to be Britain's answer to Michael Phelps and has added the 200-metre butterfly to his programme. But Guy will need to put the individual heartbreak of Rio 2016 behind him as he tries to defend his world's 200-metre freestyle crown.
I was just stunned. I remember getting up to the stands after the 200 when someone died, I just started crying. I just thought, because I wanted a medal. That's really what I wanted to get, and I was just surprised it didn't happen. I was just, from that moment on, I just didn't want to be there, didn't want to be in the sport, and needed a break. But then afterwards, I spoke to my grandma on FaceTime, and she kind of said some words of wisdom, as nanas do, and I was back again, and had some great. The back end of the week was fantastic. 2 silver medals, raced the greatest of all time. It's not a bad couple of days, is it?
Scottish Commonwealth champion Ross Murdoch had a rollercoaster 2016, winning European gold but missing out on honours at the Olympics. He insists, though, he's now back to his best and will need to be, with teammate James Wilby keen to show his potential on his world debut. Max Litchfield was 4th in the 400-metre individual medley final at Rio 2016, whilst freestylers Ben Proud and Duncan Scott were also agonisingly close to individual Olympic honours. And with a year extra experience, they'll be amongst GB's main medal contenders in Budapest. British men will also look for relay medals in the 4x200 metre freestyle and 4x1 medley events. They took silver in both at Rio 2016. The British swimmers actually took home a record medal haul from the 2015 World Championships in Kazan, Russia, and that signalled their potential to become a major force in the sport. And to build on that success, the team has invested heavily in a sports science setup that's the envy of the world.
High performance sport now, you know, it's so close, it's so competitive that you need diet and nutrition, you need strength and conditioning, you need psychological support, you need analysis, you need biomechanics. When Peaty wins his gold medal in Rio, it wasn't just the coach who was happy, it was everybody who'd contributed to that guy's journey over the last 4 years.
It's interesting, in other sports I've worked in, we talk about things being a game of inches. Well, this sport's a game of millimetres, and how do we find those millimetres?
Adam Peaty's probably the hardest working athlete I've ever worked with. If I asked him to just run into a brick wall, he would probably do it and get up and go again. So he's quite a specimen.
Gym and nutrition are probably the other two most important things to creating a great athlete, and especially in swimming.
These guys eat 7 or 8 times a day. Camps like this are fantastic as an opportunity to help educate them and nudge them towards choices that they should be improving back home.
Richard there is helping us. This is what you need to have, this, that, this and this, and it's just because you've done this session, you need that to recover and blah, blah, blah. It's great to have that every single day when you're on a training camp like this, because the weather does take it out of you. The sessions are hard.
We are with the swimmers kind of all the way through the process, so take them through kind of a pre-pool, getting ready for swimming, and then we're obviously around and about the pool side just in case there's any issues while they're training.
Measurement of heart rate probably is something that we're a bit behind the time on in swimming, simply because of the water gets in the way. What we're trying to do is make sure the swimmers are really training at the right intensity.
One of the challenges with doing my work is it's difficult to measure stuff underwater. We're using GoPro technology. We're gathering loads of underwater footage of all the athletes. You know, the starts you can improve by 0.2, 0.3 of a second, turns the same, and if you're doing 7 turns in a race, then that can make a significant difference to your time.
You can do all the training you want, but once you reach a level, it comes down to the technique. So to have that level of filming and analysis is really good, and I think it just helps us take it to the next level.
Can British swimming become one of the major players in the world?
And there's no doubt in my mind we've got the potential, the talent to cement ourselves as a swimming nation of now and of the future.
Well, that sports science setup has been crucial to getting the best out of athletes, young and old. And it's to one of the veterans of the team that we turn to next. Hannah Miley may only be 27, but she's the only GB swimmer still in the squad from the Beijing 2008 Olympics. Hannah, how are you finding life here in Thailand? It's good to try something a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. I don't think I've ever been somewhere so humid. I've never been to Thailand before, so it's quite nice to experience something new. The people are lovely, the venue is amazing. So it's nice to experience coming somewhere like this.
Well, you talk about the venue and the place being lovely, and the team as well. You seem to really enjoy being in this. You've been in a lot of GB squads down the years, a fair few, but this one seems to have a special vibe.
Yeah, there is, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but there is something really well gelled with the team. There's a new wave of swimmers coming through, like the next generation, I guess you could say. I'm rooming on my own at the moment, but when I come down for lunches, you don't feel like you're separated from the group. You feel so involved and integrated.
Rooming on your own, is that because you're a bit of seniority in the team, so you get a little perk?
I think there's an odd number of girls on the team. I guess being a senior athlete does have its perks.
Oh my goodness me, that was so close for Hannah Miley. Miley's got 4th.
Rio, how do you look back on that now?
yeah, I feel a lot happier talking about it, whereas I think if you'd asked me a couple of months ago, I think I'd probably still, break down and get quite upset by it. And, sometimes I do still struggle with it a little bit. Yes, I was utterly disappointed that I couldn't have been on that podium, but, I can sit and feel sorry for myself, for as long as I like, but everyone else is going to move forward, and if I didn't move forward, then I was going to end up regretting this whole, decade or more so of work, and I don't want to regret it because there's been so many good things.
I say you've been on the squad for many, many years.
Yeah.
Beijing, London, and Rio Olympics. Countless Europeans and Commonwealths. Do you still love the sport as much as you used to?
Yeah, I do. I think going into this now, they're just genuinely really nice people. At the times when you feel tired, they've got a lot more energy, so it forces you to push yourself a bit more because you don't want to get beaten by a youngster. Your ego definitely doesn't want to let you do that. But it's quite nice seeing what these guys do and challenging myself.
Start of Olympic cycle, do you treat every year on its merits and make a decision at the end of it about the next, or do you say, no, I'm here for 4. This is what we're doing. What were you thinking?
That's a good question. So once Rio had finished, for me it was targeting, right, let's see what we can do at trials. See if we can try and get the qualifying time for Worlds, get the qualifying time for Commies. And I was successful in both, so it was like, okay, that's another target ticked.
So reassess after Commonwealths?
Yeah, I think so. Reassess after Commonwealth and then see if I've got another 2 years in me or if that's me done. But I'll know when, I'll know. That's all I can say.
Budapest will be Hannah Miley's 5th World Championships, but there are a host of GB women making their world debuts. 16-year-old Freya Anderson had to juggle GCSE studies with qualifying for the Worlds, and the freestyler, who's over 6'2" and still growing, is expected to become a major force over the next few years. Kathleen Dawson won European 100-metre backstroke bronze in her GB senior debut last year, but it came just too late for a place at the Rio Olympics, and she'll be looking to make up for lost time. Abby Wood, Holly Hibbert and Rosie Rudin are a trio of GB teens who progressed through the junior ranks together. And although senior world medals would be something of a stretch this year, they are hugely exciting prospects for the future. Alice Thomas is a butterfly swimmer, proving it's never too late to achieve your dreams. She'll be making her British debut at the age of 26. And also look out for the mixed 4x100 metre medley event. It features 2 women and 2 men per team and will take on added significance at this year's Worlds as the race enters the Olympics for the first time in 2020. After 10 days of training in Thailand, it was time for Tokyo, and we joined the GB team as they travelled to the 2020 Olympic host city for the first time.
Finish up in Thailand, ready to race in Japan. Arrived in Japan last night, little paddle this afternoon, 100 breast tomorrow.
We'll find out how the British swimmers got on racing in Tokyo for the first time shortly, but next to Dan Jervis. He's a Commonwealth bronze medalist for Wales in the 1500 metres from Glasgow 2014, but his life outside of the sport is a little different to that of his teammates.
Can't believe he's going to do it, he is going to do it! Daniel Jervis as Wales has done it!
Dan, how are you finding Tokyo in Japan?
It's really, really cool. It's so much different to where I'm from. I live in a small village called Resolven, and it's not very big, but it's a nice size. And yeah, I'm not used to all the tall buildings. It's really cool.
How much do you think, sort of being here 3 years before the next Olympics can actually help come that event?
Obviously, everyone on this team is looking for the long-term goal, which is the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And to be here and just to see where everything's going to take place and just see the scale of it really it's just amazing.
We're still 3 years away from the Olympics, but we're seeing all the Tokyo 2020 signs around. It's really evident it's coming.
Yeah, I know. It's really exciting. I mean, it's really, really exciting, and I really like it here.
So we've got to talk about, you know, your role with the swimming team, but also outside of it, because whilst everyone else is pretty much full-time swimming, you've got a job as well, painter and decorator. I mean, tell us about it.
Yeah, I work with my dad. My dad's my boss. Yeah, I love it. I mean, it keeps me grounded. Yeah, it just makes me feel like kind of like a normal person, because when you're a swimmer, it's just such a lonely sport, and when you go back to work, you just feel like normal.
You must feel very proud of what you're able to achieve and sort of like bring to the people, you know, in your village.
I've always wanted to be like the first in my village to get to the Commonwealth Games, get a Commonwealth medal, and I did. And so I wanted to be the first to get to an Olympics. And when I failed to get that, it was really tough, you know. And but I just feel as if it's given me the drive to even more to do it again in 2020.
Dan Jervis's racing career in Tokyo certainly began well. He secured bronze on the opening night of the Japan Open, one of 19 British medalists across the 3-day competition. Others to impress included James Guy, who took home 3 honours, including 100-metre butterfly gold, whilst Hannah Miley finished on the podium twice, and the time she spent in Tokyo may yet have convinced her to return in 3 years' time. Does this give you any kind of sort of funny feeling about the next Olympics having been here?
Of course it does. You know, just going around seeing the banners just reminds me of when we saw the banner for London, and just that excitement and hype of being like, it's only 3 years and it's just going to absolutely fly by. So yeah, it definitely does give you that sort of deep sensation of, I would love to be at another Olympic Games.
One man who will certainly be targeting Tokyo is Adam Peaty. He was the star attraction at the Japan Open, and despite being in heavy training and only qualifying with the second quickest time for the 100-metre breaststroke final, he delivered when it mattered.
You know, I didn't want to lose this race here. I never like to lose, but I learned so much from, you know, being second place coming into the final that, you know, I've pushed on again and pushed on again. I know how to control my body in pretty much any situation at the moment. So, you know, it's a great learning curve for me, and, you know, I've got, you know, 100 more times out of this than just get swimming at home, just swimming a fast time.
What have you learned from being here in Japan and Tokyo for the first time, and how much do you want to go out and get that gold again in 3 years' time, having been here now?
Yeah, so I learned the breakfast is pretty small, so I've been getting plates and plates of that. But, you know, other than that, it's been a great city. It's very, very busy but very calm at the same time. I know what I want in 2020, and I know how to get it, and me and Mel are going to work very hard to get that. But, you know, we welcome any challenge that are going to come to us, because it is going to be, you know, a tough road. I think just to keep those medals rolling in and be on top of the game every single day is going to be, you know, very tough. I don't think anyone's just managed that, you know, year on year and year, and defending every title each year. So, you know, it's but that's one of my goals. I want to, you know, hopefully leave a good legacy for our kids back home.
Adam Peaty and the rest of the British team will be back in the pool for the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary from the 23rd of July. The finals will be shown every day live across BBC Sport. Check out the swimming page on the BBC Sport website for coverage details across BBC TV, radio and online. Results this year will of course have no major bearing on what happens to the team come the 2020 Olympics, but the squad have certainly enjoyed sampling the atmosphere here in Tokyo and getting a sense of the buzz and excitement in the city with 3 years to go. They'll be back here several times over the next few years to try and boost that experience further as they target a record medal total, that's 8 or more honours in Tokyo.
Only wanna sing your song.